Hey guys, Unusual Gaming here, and the new Operation Void Edge is almost upon us, bringing us the two new ops, Oryx and Iana. I still had a lot of questions about them, so I hopped on the test server to do some myth busting. Today I'll show you what I found. First we'll look at some myths about Oryx, and then Iana, and then lastly I have a couple of myths about the new season in general. Let's get right into it, starting with Oryx. First myth we have is that Oryx can actually charge through claymores without taking damage. Here we tried placing a claymore sideways across the barricade, and Oryx can actually run past the claymore, detonating it without taking damage. However, we also tried running straight through it, and I die. So, can you run past claymores? It really depends on which way the claymore is facing. Second myth we tested is if Oryx's charge caused any AoE damage to people knocked back. We placed the hostage right behind the wall we charged open, and no damage was actually done to it, so this myth is busted. For the next myth, we tested whether you could use any of Oryx's abilities during a lion scan. As you can see here, using both his charge and his jump caused me to be detected by lion. Myth busted. Next up, we wanted to see if Oryx was truly faster than Ash while using his abilities. We stood next to each other and sprinted forward, and as you can see in the clip, Oryx was faster than Ash, and not just by a little bit. Myth confirmed. Is there a cooldown on jumping up the hatches as Oryx? I tested if you climb up hatches right after another, and as you see in the clip, at least as far as I could tell, you can. There was no cooldown on the hatches, so myth busted. Next we wanted to check the distance that Oryx could knock you back into something. Not really a myth, but still could be important information to have, and it looks like Oryx was able to knock someone back into another wall more than 3 meters away based on my ping. Lastly for Oryx, we tested his interaction with Yana holograms. We expected Oryx to actually charge through the holograms, but it turns out he actually almost bounces off of them. It is possible to hit other stuff still, if you line up the angle of the hologram just right. Moving on to Yana now. The first thing we wanted to test was if damage takes you out of your drone. Turns out, when you do any kind of damage to Yana, her drone is automatically cancelled and she comes out of it. Even with Clash, while she can't tase the drone directly, if she tases Yana herself, the drone will be cancelled. And that can actually be a good way to tell Yana and her hologram apart. If you're playing Clash and Yana runs right through your stuns, you know it's the fake one. And it's not just damage that does this, it's things like Echo drones as well. The Echo stun doesn't affect the hologram itself, but will cancel it if you stun Yana. Next myth is checking simply if Yana's hologram can vault. And it can, myth confirmed. Then we wanted to test whether throwable items like impact grenades and nitro cells will destroy the hologram or just pass straight through. And it turns out they do explode when hitting the hologram, destroying it. Will the hologram survive things like fire and gas? Obviously explosions will destroy the hologram, but we checked whether the fire from a Goyo shield would as well. And it turns out the fire doesn't actually mess up the hologram in any way. Myth confirmed.
Oh.
Will the hologram reveal your position if it goes through an alibi hologram? And it does reveal your position. This one was kind of expected because the same thing happens with drones when you jump through an alibi, so myth confirmed.
Yeah.
Lastly for Yana, we tested whether her drone was seen glowing through a Maestro cam. And it turns out her drone does not glow, so that can be an easy difference between the two. And I assume that the same thing will happen when you look through a glass scope or a bulletproof cam or anything else that has heat vision. Moving on now, there's one more myth that I wanted to test out, and that is that Twitch's F2 recently got a recoil nerf, and I wanted to test out how much of a nerf it actually was. So I went into the TS and fired a bunch of bullets, and then went into the live server, and I'm going to compare them. On the left we have the live build, and on the right we have the test server. I fired a couple of full mags, and as you can see in the clip, the recoil change is not that significant. The recoil changed in the latest patch, but it seems as if it only increased a 12th, maybe a 10th at most. This change is barely going to affect anything, if anything at all. It's probably not even going to be noticeable, and Twitch's pick rate and win rate will probably remain the same. Anyway, that's gonna be it for the Mythbusters, guys. Thank you so much for watching if you made it all the way to the end. And if you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video, and tell me if I should do some more guides in the future. See you guys.